Here is a 2024 BMW X7 xdrive40i in black sapphire metallic over black Sensafin interior. The LCI came last year. What are you getting this year? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and it's going to have standard 2-axle air suspension. The front LED headlights and daytime runnings, they're more sleek, and it's a 2-tier, which gives more of a dynamic stance to the front fascia. Because we have the M Sport package, we're getting a illuminated active kidney grille. This is one of the largest grilles in the business for BMW. But when you're going to an X7, I think it needs to have that dominance, and that's exactly what it's illustrating. The lower is going to keep the box element, which goes for all of the X line, and you're getting over 8 inches of clearance underneath the long hood. 3.0 liter BMW twin power turbo engine, producing 375 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque, achieving 21 mpgs for the city, 26 mpgs for the highway, reaching 60 at 5.6 seconds, a top speed at 130 miles per hour. Optioning the M Sport package will increase your wheels to 22 inch. If you put sticky tires or you put some Pirellis underneath here, you could top speed at 155 miles per hour. M Sport Pro package gives you the black brake calipers, 4 pistons house because we got M Sport brakes, M rear differential. xDrive will not be tuned by the M team because this is not an M60i, but you're still getting 100% torque to the rear wheel when you push it full throttle. And almost 400 pound-feet of torque is quite a bit of performance numbers for a vehicle that weighs over 5,400 pounds and a weight distribution at 47.9, 52.1. That's insane. This is a box on wheels. Going into some rivals like Mercedes GLS 450, this is going to have more horsepower, torque, and it's faster 0 to 60s. Going against the Audi Q7, this is going to have more performance numbers, the same 0 to 60, but you're going to have more cargo in this because it's a little bit longer. Audi doesn't really make a vehicle that's going to be comfortable for third row variants. You would really only be able to option Mercedes or go to the Grand Wagoneer, which is a little bit longer, and it's not going to have a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, and the 0 to 60 numbers are going to be very similar. And towing at 7,500 pounds, it's not going to be the best in class, but the lower gets the gray inserts that's going to go into the gloss black dual exhaust outlets. Reverse parking sensors with the 360-degree reverse camera, LED taillights, the lower roof spoiler. It just gives enough of that elegant stance because you're still keeping performance on all 4 corners on the X7. Power liftgate, going inside 12.8 cubic feet of storage. Underneath the floor, you have some areas that you can put the privacy covers, which you'll have a second privacy for the 3rd row. Split fold the rear bench in the back electronically at a 50-50 split. It's going to take a few seconds to do so. And that will increase the cargo to 48.6 cubic feet. You can do the same thing for those captain seats to fold them forward, and that will increase cargo to 90.4 cubic feet of storage. It will sit up a little bit because of the ground clearance being over 8 inches. This is a twin power turbo. We need to go inside, start up so you can hear that exhaust note. Two-way power seat adjustment for the front occupants, heated, ventilated, memory for both the front occupants. Whoops. Headroom is not going to be an issue when you're in this size of a vehicle. Leg space is going to be the same. You have a sufficient amount, and when you have that many power seat adjustments, it really does make it a lot more luxurious. The X7 starts off with the ambient lighting that runs in with the X7 badging. Air vents that have been tweaked from last year in the iDrive 8 with a 14.9 inch touchscreen with gesture, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, Wi-Fi hotspot. Put it into reverse, and you got a 360-degree reverse camera, full trajectory. Click onto the more, and you get the 3D view, but you can use the gesture, or you can use the iDrive mouse, or even the touchscreen. Click back into the More with the car wash, which will show trajectory so you don't scratch your upgraded wheels. Natural wood inlays will separate the Sense-A-Fin dashboard with a heads-up display and a 12.3 gauge cluster that can be configured with different content. This one does not have the AR, which would show the camera in the front, and you can also change out the layout for the heads-up display. Leather wrap steering wheel, 3-spoke, multi-function. It is M because we have the M Sport package with the paddle shifters. And in the center, opening up the wood to a wireless charging pad, the BMW digital key, the BMW key fob, which was also new for last year, 12 volt and USB, and if the stereo comes on, we have a knob that you can turn it or turn it off. iDrive 8 mouse with the gloss black and the rocker to put it into gear. It's going to be more soft, opening up into a deep storage pocket with another USB. The door panels get the Harman Kardon, and you're getting soft materials pretty much everywhere with the ambient lighting, wood inlays, satin aluminum, and a long, deep storage pocket with a beverage holder carved out in the front with a panel moonroof and a moonroof for the third row occupants. For the second row, headroom is the same as the front, not an issue, nor is the leg space, and you have a USB right here, storage behind both of the front seats, dual climate control settings, heated second row seats with a storage tier, 12 volt, 2 more USBs, and cup holders with amenities galore. Door panel is going to get the power sunshades. You get that ambient lighting. And you can also fold down all the shades from both sides in the second row. And the sunlight will illustrate a lot of real estate inside because this is a long vehicle. The door panel, I have it with child lock. So we're going to try to go on the other side. But before we do that, you get the air vent right here on the side. Going onto that door panel, you're going to have a deep storage pocket with a beverage holder carved out, and it's more soft to touch. For the second row, USB ports, 12 volt cup holders, dual climate control setting, heated rear seats, air vents, more USB ports behind both of the seats in the front, and storage with another air vent. Power shades that you can fold from both sides of the second row, and it'll close everything to make it more of a limousine ride. The door panel gets the ambient lighting, and you'll get a large storage pocket with the beverage holder carved out in the front. Going into the third row, it's going to electronically move for you. It will take just a little bit of time, and now I think we have enough room to climb inside the X7. I'll show you the leg space. The rails are pushed back. You do have this little hump right here, but it's not necessarily a problem because only 2 occupants are going to fit back here. You get a cup holder and a USB port right here, ambient lighting, gloss black, and it's actually soft to touch. Air vents in the ceiling with your own pano for the third row, and 5th climate control with heated rear seats. So sitting back here, even with headroom, it's still doable and you still get the luxury amenities. 375 horsepower, 390 pound-feet of torque. You know the drill. Here we go. She does a good job. Very quick and athletic, all blended in with just a touch of performance, but more luxury that's captured. So I like that they give you the total blend of both worlds, and I didn't get pulled over by that cop. Because if you've been watching some of my reviews, I've had a couple of cop instances where I've had to stop. So I'm gonna show you some of the dynamics. It's not as planted as I would like it to be. But like I was saying on the exterior, this is a box on wheels. The noise from the exhaust filters in, but it's so quiet in this cabin, you're gonna have to go to the M60i in order to actually hear that exhaust filter in. It's gonna take me to some pros and cons, and starting off with the pros. Everyday driving vehicle with performance in mind, that's what you're getting. Smooth drive even with 22-inch wheels. It's really soaking up all the roads, and I've been hitting the reflectors here and there just to see if I can feel them, and very light vibrations come in. So seamless. Interior space, you're going to have more than Audi. It's going to be very similar to Mercedes, but it's going to be faster than Mercedes. Luxury amenities, it's going to be just as soft, which I like that. 5 climate control settings. Every row has heated seats. You are starting to tick a lot of boxes for an everyday use SUV. On the flip side, the cons about the vehicle, if you want the brake calipers to be black, you got to option that feature. It doesn't come with the M Sport package, so they make it where you have to option other packages in order to get the features in which we're showing, like the illuminated grille. That's a separate package as well. So you have to option 3 packages in order to get the styling cues and attributes of what we have in this, and that's not even really going to give you that much of the interior, except for the M Sport steering wheel. We're not getting the massage seats. We do get soft closed doors and standard 2-axle air suspension. That's another reason why it's a smooth drive. Just stop throwing in all these options. Have it in sport mode. Let's go. The box on wheels take over. I mean, when you're in this segment, it's really hard to find the perfect world blend. And that's why when you start going to the Germans, they really do tick the box because they're giving you that blend. Yes, the price does increase to nearly $100,000. Going back to some pros, 7,500 pounds of towing, that's quite a bit. All the windows are large, so you don't really have any blind spots. And I mean, when you're looking dynamically speaking, it's good. But on the con, it does feel a little bit more wobbly than it should for a near 50-50 weight distribution. But the vehicle also weighs over 5,400 pounds, so you can excuse some of those attributes. And I know you're probably thinking, what about the Range Rover Sport? Well, the SE is going to have less horsepower and performance than this. 0 to 60 is also going to be about 1/10 of a second slower. In interior space, for what you're getting, it's going to be a lot more money when you go into the Range Rover Sport. Even services here, you could service the vehicle around $250 for an oil change. Even on a M8 competition, it's the same price. That's what I mean by you're getting so much performance at a value deal. Because if you go into Audi, say you get an RSQ8, that's a Lamborghini detuned engine. What happens is if you don't get Audi Care, that's around $1,000 to $1,500 for the 4 years that would cover your maintenances, you're going to be paying Lamborghini pricing, in which people don't expect that when they're getting a car 50% cheaper than a Lamborghini. When you go into BMW, you're getting a significant value and you're not paying it on the service either. But there is still some cons. The way the AC is in the front, you don't really feel it as powerful, and even if you put it on full blast, it throws a lot of noise and it sounds like it's going somewhere, but it's just hard to really feel it in the center. On the side vent, it's great because it's large, but these center vents has been tweaked where they're smaller and they just don't really feel like they're putting out as much air. But on the Pro side, for the second and third row, you feel like you have a lot of air. So this could be that chauffeur-driven car that you just want to sit in the back seat, hire somebody on the weekend, take your girlfriend, wife, or whatever that floats your boat out. That way you can really feel the air in the back. But every day, I like what I'm seeing because I have some dynamics. Don't go crazy. It's not necessarily top heavy. It's just not as planted to the ground as most BMWs, and a lot of that because you sit up higher, you have the air suspension, and it's a box. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2024 BMW X7 xdrive40i for our car review.